USA here. Today I'm going through the top 5 EDC knives that I have in my rotation right now in August, end of August 2017. I know you can see two of them here. They're very similar. We got the Sage 1, the Cutjack 3-inch M390 with G10, the Sage 5, the Para 3, and the new Benchmade Bugout. This one obviously is the newest. These two are newer. I've had for a little bit. But these are my biggest rotation right now. I do have some honorable mentions I will be mentioning as well. But right now, let's go through these. Let's start off with the two that are fairly similar. You got your Sage 5 and your Sage 1, which are pretty much the same knife. The biggest difference obviously is the lock. You got the liner lock there and the compression lock there. I got this knife first, loved it so much. Once I got a chance to get a hold of the Sage 5 though, I had to get it too because I love the compression lock. Who doesn't? I mean, Sage series is a great series of knife because it fits your hand like perfectly. And I even got this to drop pretty good. Sorry it's a little dirty because I have carried it. But it kind of seems whatever you're in the mood for. Do I want to do a compression lock today? Do I want to do a liner lock? So it kind of depends on what you feel like that day. One thing I've thought about doing is switching over pocket clips. Put the blackish one on the 5, see if I like it. I do like the carbon fiber-ish feel on the 5 a little bit better. This one's a little smoother and a little shinier, you can see. Kind of like this look a little bit better. Can't wait to see if they come out with another Sage with a different type of lock. I don't know what other kind of locks they can do. Imagine like the little meerkat type lock on one, that'd be interesting. You can see a little bit different here too. The way the standoffs are done, obviously, because it's a different knife. These are nested liners in here, which are milled out. Sorry, dusty in there because it's carried. These are just straight up liners, which are actually drilled out as well to make it a little bit lighter. Both great knives. I will probably never get rid of these. Thought about getting a 3 because it has that axis type lock. I don't know, we'll see. Love these. I'll probably never ever get rid of those. Let's put those off to the side. And then there's the workhorse. The Para 3. This thing's great. I love this thing. Has nested liners in there too. At least on the one side there. The other side doesn't need it. Alright. Yeah, there's the liners on both sides. Just nested in there. A couple standoffs, big huge linear hole. One thing I wish they did was get rid of this and just move that up there, or actually put, imagine a Para 3 with that wire clip. How awesome would that be? I would love a Para 3 with a wire clip. Just throwing that out there, Sal and Eric. But this is the workhorse. This is the one that gets beat on the most and keeps coming back for more. Also has a really good action on this one. Drops a little better than my Sage does. And it's still almost perfectly centered. Love this knife. Good beater knife. Use almost anywhere. I do say I'd like to have a deeper clip, but this Spyderco clip is wonderful too. With this mount sticking out, you can pull it right out of your pocket. And of course, the compression lock. Can't wait for the mini natives with the compression lock. That'll be cool. The next is the Will Cutjack. This is the 3-inch version with the M390, made in Italy. Sorry about the fingerprints. Got the G10 here. Got the liners in there. See, they're drilled out too. Make it a little bit lighter. I wouldn't say this is the lightest knife in the world, but it's also got the ball bearings, so it closes real easy. I do have the 3.5-inch version in the plasticky green color. Let me see if I can find that just to give you an idea of the difference. Should have it right over here. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Alright, there you go. So here's your difference in size. Give you an idea. I really wanted this in the 3-inch, but when I got it, all it was available was a 3.5. But this thing is real smooth too, and all it is I don't know if you can see it, just washers in there. Yeah, you can barely see the bronze washers. Flicks out every time and drops in smooth, centered, and this is like about $40, $45 knife. Great knife. This is just a step up. I love this size because it's very similar to my Sage. If you look at it, almost the exact same size as the Sage, which I love. Both have the front choil here, and the sizes, blade length and handle, almost perfect. So you can carry it like this or choke it up. Same thing with the Sage. Carry it like that or choke up. One thing I do like is there's a little bit of jimping down here in the Sage, and I think the ergos are just a little bit better in the Sage, but I love this knife. They're coming out with a Modus, which is very similar but a different shaped blade. Can't wait till that comes out. Look at this, the centering is pretty much perfect on that. Sorry for the dust carrying this one as well. The only thing I didn't like at first was this pocket clip because it was really tight. Like I had a hard time sliding it down into my pants, so what I did is I loosened it up here and bent it out just slightly. I mean, not off of the G10, but so that it was a little bit easier to get down in your pocket. Once I did that, it was great. Action on this is perfect every time. Love that knife. One of my favorites right now. Let's move the Sage here out of the way. And this, a brand new knife, my latest addition to my collection here. I've fallen in love with this thing. I am going to do a review on this probably after this video, kind of give a little more lowdown on this thing. But this is the second Benchmade I've ever owned in my life, and it is my favorite. The first thing that got me was the blue color, and then the fact that it's got S30V in there. Nice blade. I love this blade shape. It's gorgeous. I mean, my favorite used to be this, which it's a great blade shape, but I don't know, there's something about this. I love the blue iodized thumb studs there. I also read up that this is titanium here in the access lock to make it lighter. Great knife. Love the little pocket clip. Greatest thing is this thing weighs nothing. You put it in your pocket and it disappears. They're saying it's like a bug out knife. Get out there, you know, if you need to go save weight. Just the everyday carry, this thing is amazing. I think it's got a great handle size to blade size. As you see, it'll be a little bit bigger than the Sage. Handle's almost the same, but the blade's just a little bit bigger, but not quite as big as our 3.5-inch Cutjack there. The handle's pretty close though. This is like right in between the two, which makes it, here, let me bring them both out so you can kind of see. So there you go. So it's right in between these two. Although the blade's really close. So maybe slightly bigger, not much. But yes, this is my new favorite knife to sit around and flick and play with. It's just this great EDC, great, or bug out, whatever you want to call it. Wonderful knife. Let's put that aside and step onto our honorable mentions here. I do have a few other knives here that I do carry on certain occasions. This one I haven't carried that much yet, but I just kind of got stuck with this design. It's a cool design. It's called the CRKT Pineapple. As you can see, it's a lurch design. Has a little bit lower end steel, but I just like the way it looks, and this pocket clip is so different. And it's got the front choil as well. It's just a cool little knife. And for what it costs, I mean, look at that. Pretty much perfect centering. It's a cool little knife. Another one that I use for if I can't have a big knife, or maybe I want to bring to work or something little. It's a little Chicago here. Love this thing, BD1 steel. You can cut anything you need it to, and it fits your hand really well. I mean, it doesn't have your it's 3 fingers there, but great little knife. I've carried this a whole bunch of times in places where I couldn't carry something bigger. Great knife. And then here's something I tried out. Saw it online. I was actually kind of impressed by the scales, the steel, interesting shaped blade. It's the Takut. Actually, I forgot the name of the knife, but it is a cool. Oh, the Takut Zero. It's got Sandvik steel, 12C27. A little different. This G10 handles are amazing. There's no liner on the one side, only a liner over here because you got the liner lock. It's really smooth for the, I think, $23 I paid for it. Centering is pretty darn good. And it flicks right out. I've carried this a few times. Kind of more of my beater knife, but it is a cool little knife for the price and the design. One last one is the new Meerkat. Check this thing out. I love this thing. Let me just wipe it off real quick here. I've showed this to a few people, and they've actually kind of fallen in love with it too, with this, the lock design, removing the scales, centered, cool little green color, or I mean orange color, green. Great little knife. I've carried this a few times. It'll probably make it into the rotation a little bit more. Only thing I wish you could have is tip up carry. I guess that's kind of hard with, I mean, you still could put it here, but great little EDC knife. With this one has the half 40 SUS 410. You can see where the 2 different steels right along here. Cool little knife. Showing this to a couple friends and they're like, "Oh man, I want one." Finally got a hold of one. Gonna probably keep this in my collection forever. So let's just bring them all back out here. The Meerkat. You got the Chicago. Got your Sierra KT Pineapple. You get Takut Zero. Your Sage 1. Sage 5, Para 3, your Cutjack with M390, Italian version there with G10, and then my new favorite, I've been just flicking open and close all day, all night if I can, the new Bugout 535 from Benchmade. Hey, let me know what you guys think. Is there anything I missed, anything I could add? I'm waiting for some new knives to come out, maybe get something different. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think, anything else I want to add to anything. But thanks for subscribing. I have jumped up to 136 subscribers, which took a little bit, but it jumps up every once in a while. It's a little crazy, but keep it going. Hope you like my new intro. Have a great night. Thanks.